Rightio guys, so working on bloody Tango tonight. Old battery out, which is dead, totally dead, not a bloody brass razoo in it. New battery, it's got to go in. Whoop, just lost me little bloody doodah. So, put on there, nice new screw. Not. Oh, come on, you're joking. Oh man, what a pain in the ass that thing bloody was. You think you're going to do an easy job, but oh my god. Anyway, I got it bloody in. I know that this terminal here is going to be fine. It's all matched up. Get me a little lug. Whoop. Right, I'll bring you over and have a look at this. So yeah, you can see that the tiny little baby battery just bloody slots in this little section in here, tucked away there. And then there's this little cover here that's got to go on, and some wires have got to strap around. Okay. Beauty, that gets plugged into there, that goes there. Right, nice. Cool, so before we put that cover back on, let's just see what happens. So I'm going to turn, because remember this key, you don't have to have this key turned on for this bike to start. It all is controlled here. So if I turn this key and we'll look up there, look at that. So the key still does work. That doesn't turn the light on, does it? No. Okay. I'll turn that on. Does my horn beep? Yes, it does. Blinkers. Yep. What about back? Yep. That one, cool. All the little indicator thingies work. Brake light. Hang on. I'll put you guys there. And hopefully, yeah, look at that. Brilliant. And if I've got lights on, how do I turn my lights on? Do I have lights? Lights just, isn't that funny? So the lights, do the lights not work unless it's running? Yeah, that's a weird one. All right, well, let's just start her up then, see what happens. See if when it started the lights come on. Oh dear. I need choke, or was that choke off? Off. On. It should just go. Right, so cool. Only when the bike's running do those lights work. Beautiful. All right. And as you can see, that doesn't work. You've got to turn it on, turn it off up there, and then turn that off to turn the power off. So I wonder why that, I was going to say, you know, key wasn't turned off. People got used to using that top switch to turn the thing off, but not turning the key off, which meant the electrics were going. I think it was just from bloody sitting around here not getting any use. Right, and it was the original battery from when I first bought it from the auctions. So it would be the actual original battery as well. So it was most probably due for it. Anyway, whatever, doesn't matter. So what do I got to do now? Spark plug. Ah, the sweet smell of postie bike, fresh postie bike startup late at night with all the doors shut. And that should just pop. Oh, come on, where is it? There's a little slot that the thing bloody clips into. Pop it down. Are you in there? No, oh, there you go. Boom. See if I can line this bugger up. Done. Righto, spark plug. Let's, oh, I guess it's 17 maybe. No, it's got to be an 18. That's a 17. That'll be the 18. 18 it is. Beauty, so I know what to use. I've got to find out what the gap is. So if I go onto my thing, I've got a folder on my desktop that says Service Manual Honda CT110. Come back to you when I figure out what the gap is and we'll make sure the gap's right. Right, so we've got, was it 0.6 to 0.7 millimeters. And what have I got here? I've got 0.660, 0.635. So as long as either one of these go in it, normally whenever I've checked these, when they're brand new, they're pretty much spot on. But yeah, see, look at that. Beautiful, just nice and snug. Brilliant. Righto, let's just whack it straight in. Okay, off with that. I'm pretty sure that this one, oh, is it a new one? I don't know. Doesn't matter, it's going to be a new one now when I put it in. That shouldn't be tight, brilliant. Out she comes. Ugh. There. Wet. In with the new one. Remember, we just want to nip it, that's it. Chuck that on. Righto. We'll give it another fire up just for shits and giggles. Always like to test things as I do, so if there's ever a problem, I know exactly where the problem is. The battery was fine. That's on. Now I've done the sparky, make sure it's okay. Bloody ripper. Right, so next job is air filter. Actually guys, before I get stuck into doing the air filter, this is for anybody that's scared, they've got a motorbike and they're not mechanically minded. I'm not mechanically minded. Like doing that carby was really the first kind of like and even that's not mechanical. When I did that cleanup, it's just all I'm doing is undoing stuff, making sure I put things back the way they go, and then whack it on. It's mechano stuff. I think when I think of a mechanic, there's someone that there's a problem and they solve that problem. That's what I believe a mechanic is. A lot of what you think today's mechanics, they're not mechanics, they're technicians, they're installers. There's a problem with the carby, or what, yeah, let's say there's a problem with the bloody carby. They take the carby off, they put a brand new one back on. They're just fitting things. They're not mechanics as in the fact of solving. What the hell am I doing? I don't know, going down some bloody crazy thing. Where was I going with this? So anybody out there worried about having a go at doing a service because I think they're going to do something wrong with their bike, doing a minor service, which is changing the oil and changing your air filter. Now, whether it's just a paper one where you just swap it out for a new one, or you wash and then re-oil and your air filter, you know what I'm talking about. That's a minor service. That's the things you've got to do with your bike. Change your oil, clean your air filter. Booyah. Minor plus is change your oil and your oil filter. Yes, and then minor plus plus is change spark plug. They're all really simple things. It's just you screw something out, you put something back in, boom. Changing your oil, you undo your sump plug, let all the oil drain out, you put that sump plug back in, fill it back up with oil. It tells you what oil to use. It tells you how much you need to have in there. You have a gauge, whether it's a little dipstick or whether it's a soap bowl, that you can get it right. The only thing that I think can go wrong in those sensors are you either strip the bolt when you first put it in, or you over tighten the bolt and break the bolt or whatever. But that's really very easy to avoid, and that's just when you're putting a bolt in, it should just go in to start with. If you on the start, if you're putting it in and it's you've got to get a wrench on it, don't wrench it. It means it's cross-threaded or there's shit in there. Clean it out, and then when you're doing it up, don't overdo it. My golden rule for me, because I've done all this wrong, when I've got one of these now, depending on what you're doing, if it's a bloody rear axle, then I'm gonna use the thing back here to get, because you can really hunker down. You're not gonna bust one of those. But when I'm doing sump plugs, just small bolts and bits and pieces, I always hold the thing there. That's what I use, because when you're out here, you have so much more force, and that's when people over tighten shit. They think that a lot of people just think that it's got to be tight as tight. You don't have to. You get a new bike, and so many times you undo it, and you go, Jesus Christ, that was hardly done up. That's the way it's supposed to be. Where the hell was I going with that? So, yeah, I think if you're one of those people, give it a crack. There's 4 things. You can save money. You can, you can save money. You can learn something. You can have a bit of fun with it. And at the end of it, when it's done, you can have a feeling of accomplishment. Bloody, who doesn't want to have that? That's awesome. And I know there's some people that go, I just don't have the time to do it. But if you really break it down, if I was to book Tango in to have the service done on him, I'd have to make a phone call. They'd say, oh yeah, bring it around on Thursday. Yeah, drop it off at 9 o'clock. So then I've got to ride Tango there. I've got to have someone else to go down there, pick me up to bring me back. And then they're going to ring me up and say, hey, Mark, it's all done. I've got to get someone to take me down there. I've got to pay them. Then I've got to jump on the bike and bring it home. Well, I tell you what, in all that time, it would be the quarter of the time just to do it yourself. Yeah. So I'm just, if anybody's, going, oh, I might do it wrong. I tell you what, and this isn't all mechanics, obviously, but there are sometimes I've done certain things and I go, you know what, I don't think the mechanic would have done this as good as what. One thing was with flushing the radiator on that thing. I don't think a mechanic would have flushed out my the heater core, or not to the extent that we did. And there's apprentices, and I shouldn't naturally say that, but I do think that some places that you would do a much better job than what the bloody mechanic would do. And half the time on simple jobs like that, the qualified mechanic ain't doing those jobs. It's the apprentice, it's the work experience bloody kid gets given all those types of jobs, and you'll be able to do that much better than some bloody kid that's thinking about his dick and having a smoke out the back, if you know what I mean. Righto, let's do this. Righto, so we've got to get this bloody air box out. While I've got you guys there, I might just keep banging on a little bit more about what we were talking about. Now, I know some people will be saying, well, Mark, it's only a postie bike, I've got a bloody, a KTM or a T700 or whatever, and it's a whole lot more bloody complicated. Well, it's not. Everything's pretty much the same. you know, this, you drain oil out, you put oil in, you change a filter. It just, with the newer bikes, you might have a bit more things that you've got to take off to get to it, is the difference. What was I thinking? Right off there. Oop, don't lose me little rubber. Yeah, don't lose your rubber. See if I can get that off with this. Ooh, that'll do it. Yeah, look, bloody simple tools. Booyah. Righto, so I've got to take that off there. And I don't have to worry about being gentle with it because it's going in the bin. Yeah, so, yeah, all bikes are pretty much the same when it comes to doing these minor things. Let's go back up the top. Rightio, so, look, I've got a bloody sticker. Brilliant, that'll go somewhere. So I got my new one. Wow, look at the difference in that. That is a huge, that's going to be a struggle to get that on. Wow. Bloody hell. Bloody Lambda, what are you doing to me? Has that got a stretch or something? There's not a lot of stretch in it. Maybe with a bit of oil on it, it might make it go on easier. All right, I'm gonna be able to get that on. All right, cool. Yeah, so getting back to the whole bloody, you know, doing the whole service yourself. If you're scared or worried or whatever, having another person is a great way to do that. Now, whether that's like for me, grabbing Nay to say, hey, let's, you know, you want to give me a hand to do this? A mate, you know, make a bit of fun out of it. You know, come over, bloody, give me a hand to service the motorbike. I'm not sure about whatever. We'll have a couple of jimmies or a cup of tea and biscuits and have a bit of fun doing that. I'll use this spray on stuff I've got, doesn't matter. Let's just spray this on. Remember, we don't want to soak the hell out of it. It's funny, this spray, when you spray it out, it gets like ice. Let's give that a good squeeze, soak up all the stuff on the bench. Make sure it all gets nice. Yeah, so maybe I should come up with because I know some people feel fun, like not everybody has a mate that bloody rides motorbikes. They don't have to. If you've got a mate that doesn't ride motorbikes, he might still be interested to come over and give you a hand to work on your motorbike. He might have a bit of fun, learn something too. Yeah, it's kind of like, what would you call that? Bike night or bloody maintenance night. And you call your mate and say, Mark said I've got to get a mate to come over and give me a hand to bloody do this. It's supposed to be bloody fun, or I don't know. Come up with some kind of like, just, yeah, so for people that might feel a bit funny asking a mate to come over and do it, if we had some type of little spin on it, if you know what I mean. Are you laughing at me? I just think, yeah, yeah. All right, I think that's pretty good. There you go. You can see, I don't know if you can see that. I can't even see if you can see it, but see all that nice bloody little stringy things? Any dust that comes, boom, it's going to hit that. It's not full of oil. You don't want the whole thing full of oil because it's just going to leak out and just go everywhere. Right, let's see if I can get this on here now. That really is tight, guys. I wouldn't want to be old because you just bloody rip the shit out of it. Oh, wow, it's crazy. I'll come back to you. Okay, so we got that on. So now this is the other thing with doing stuff. Normally, there are exceptions to the rule, but normally, like you're looking at this and there's that and there's this and fucking all this kind of stuff. And you're going, oh my God, I can't remember how it went on. Well, you just got to stop, think about it. If you can't figure it out, get someone else to come and have a look. But clearly that's not going to go there. This thing, I can see, fits over that there. So that has to go. No, that's wrong. See, I already got that wrong. Because that side won't go over it. So clearly this has to go in that way. And then the other question is, if I put that, so I could put it that way or I could put it that way. So if I put it that way, then I've got to have this, which then has this. And I kind of like looking. Oh yeah, the hole's there, so that means that has to go down like that. So, oh, but then, okay, well the hole's hasn't lined up. So it has to go around the other way. Aha, hole matches, brilliant. So if I put that on there, so if I was to go that way, well clearly that's wrong. Whack it around there. This thing goes in here. Aha, hang on. It's got a long end and a short end. So I know that's got to go through there, so I would think straight up that the short one's going to go on this side. Now if I get this wrong, which I don't think I have, I'm going to tighten up. When I go to put this on, if it doesn't poke out the hole properly, well then I know I've just got to swap that around. And like I said, don't forget your rubber. So the smart thing would be to whack that on in there. I can see where it is. And the obvious thing is to make sure that that rubber goes in and it's not twisted. That's just common sense. Is that broken off the back there, is it? Oh no, there you go. Make sure it's all tucked in. Give me a good seal. I can't see that. Where is it? There. Right. Boom. It's poked out, so that should be sweet. Wind him on. Oh, get the rubber thing. Bloody get that back on there. Now make sure that's where it should be. The rubber's all the way around it. That should be it. Yep. Do it up, and that should be a bloody job done. That ain't coming off. All sealed up. Brilliant. Righto, just for shits and giggles, because what we've just done there is not going to be a bloody problem, but we'll just start it up. Bloody ripper. Always have to remember to turn that key off now. Okay, done. Right, well there you go guys, that's done. So it is 20 to 1 at night time, so I won't do the oil tonight obviously because I've got to run it to get it up to, not up to temperature, but to get it warm so we'll get as much of the oil out. So I'll come back to you tomorrow morning and we'll drain the oil in that. And then tomorrow I want to have a shot at testing the rectifier to make sure it's charging correctly to the battery. And I've got to have a look at the front shocks on it as well. Hopefully I didn't sound like a bloody wanker talking about the whole bloody, people doing their service themselves and whatever. But another thing too is that obviously if you've bought yourself a brand new bike, you want to get the dealer to do the first service or any of the services that are covered under the warranty. While it's under warranty, you get the mechanics to do the bloody services because it may void the warranty or whatever. All right, bugger it. See you tomorrow morning. Oh, good morning, fellas. Righto, it's not morning, it's 20 to bloody 4 in the afternoon. Okay, so now we're going to do the oil change on Tango. I've got my manual here. It tells me everything I need. I've got to drain all the oil in. I'll need one of those funnels, a measury doovie, which I'll explain. I'll need some oil, 10W40. It's got a picture of a motorbike on there. That looks pretty good. A rag. The sump plug thing will be a 17mm spanner. Let's have a look at the manual. It tells us engine oil level check. So basically drain the oil when the bike is warm. So I'm going to take it for a ride around the block, get it warmed up before I drain it out. It tells you to give it a couple of kicks just to get the remnants of the bloody oil out of it. You can do that or not do that, it's your choice. It tells me that with the dipstick when to check it, don't screw it in, you just put it in and then take it out. That's how you check it. Otherwise you'll get a false reading. So, I mean, it's telling us everything that we need to know. It's got the torque bloody thing for when you want to do it up. I don't torque that. I've got a torque wrench there. I just don't need to do that. It tells us how much engine capacity. So it reckons it'll take 900 ml to fill it up. Now, the Postie bike does not have an oil filter. So bikes that have oil filters, it'll tell you how much it is, how much it'll need if you don't change the oil filter. But if you do change, it'll tell you how much more you need. Now they've said 900 ml. So what I'm going to do is put 800 ml in here. I always do it less because you don't want to overfill it. It's a whole lot easier to put more in to get it up to level than it is to drain some out, if you know what I mean. So I always go a little bit less, fill it up, then I check it, and if I have to top up a little bit more, because it doesn't always get everything out. You know what I'm talking about? Install. That's pretty much it. So I won't bring you, so I'm just going to go around the block. I'll see you in a minute. Hang on, guys, sorry. And it tells me, where is the viscosities? Use Honda 4-stroke oil, SAE 10W40. It also has the oil viscosity, depending on if you're in a really, really cold, let's say you're living in Antarctica, you wouldn't use a 10W40. You'd have to use a lower one. This is made up, but 5W30 or something like that. And if you were living in India, you might go with a 20W50 or something like that. So you've got, yeah. But that's what they're recommending. We're a fairly normal bloody temperature here. Bit hot, but it's all good. Rightio. Hilpa. Power on. Kill switch on, chokes off, don't need it. Opa. Well, there you go, guys. Bloody John's just popped around. So yeah, it sounds like it's going to die, doesn't it? I might just give that a quick tweak now. Can't bloody see. Which way? In? Oh yeah. That's better? Yeah. Cool. Done. Brilliant. Rightio, guys. Bloody John was just around to drop something off. What am I doing? I've got to put this up on the center stand. I always like to, hang on, I'll grab the bloody rag. I like just to check to see what the oil level is. Give it an old wiperoo. Hey, it doesn't get any more bloody old school than this, does it? So don't screw it in. Boom. Plenty of bloody oil still on it, in there. Right, let's get this sump undone. Okay. Where is the bloody thing? There it is. Oh, I might have to get a socket on that because of the... Oh no, I got it. Jesus, that's not bloody tight, isn't it? Am I going the right way? Oh, I get bloody... No, it's going this way. Holy crap, that was on tight. Remember, the oil could be hot, so just don't bloody burn your fingers. There she blows. Black gold, Texas tea. So I'll just let that drain. We'll give that a... I've never bloody actually kicked it over, you know. I'll just give that a shot. See if that puts anything extra out. Make sure it's off, yep. Oh, a little bit, I don't think I'd really worry too much about it. Righto, so while that is draining out, and normally what I do is, once it starts to just drip, I rock the bike a little bit just to make sure it gets as much out as possible. The cup's all clean, and we want 800 because it should take 900. So I'm using Penrite. You can use whatever the bloody hell you want. For a postie bike, you can go synthetic, semi-synthetic, mineral. For a postie bike, mineral would be most probably the way you'd want to go because this is full synthetic, I think. Yeah, full synthetic. The reason for that is that this oil here does all the motorbikes. All motorbikes here, I just have the one oil. I've done the same thing with the cars. Nate's car, my car, use the same oil, and also since we've replaced the radiator in Nate's car, and I've now got her onto the same coolant that I'm using. Everything's Penrite. It's an Australian company, been around for years. I saw bloody, what was his name? Ruthie, yeah, four-wheel driving Ruthie. I watched something, he had a bit of a wank on about bloody Penrite. And I went, oh, well, why not give him a go? Because before that I was using Newlon, which was, that was in the cars, which is an Australian company as well, but I've now moved on to the Penrite. So it just makes things a lot easier, just having that one bloody oil. Obviously using fully synthetic, I'm paying a little bit more, and for the DR650, for the postie bikes, you know, it's overkill, but you know, in the sense of it, oil's pretty cheap. The only reason you'd want to use full synthetic is if you're racing, you know, putting your motors under high pressure and whatever. Shut up, Mark. God, you whack on like bloody idiot. All right, it should be just about drained, I reckon. Righto, it's just down to dripping now. We might just give the bottom of that a bit of a wipe, like that. Put this sucker back in there if I can find the hole. And remember, when we're putting this in, if I can get the bloody thing to match, where are you? There you go. And see, I'm just using my fingers, and I should be able to just wind this all the way with my fingers, which means I haven't got it stripped or anything like that, or cross-threaded, I should say. Right, that can get moved out of the way. Get out the spanner. Oh, that's undoing it, of course. Oh no, God. It's when it's upside down and stuff like that, when I'm not looking directly at the bloody thing, I get confused. It takes me a bit. There you go. Right, so now we're on it, and now I'm just going to give it a good tighten up. That's it. Nothing more than that. That's it. Right, so now all we've got to do, so sump is tightened up. My funnel should be clean, because I only just used it not long ago. Like that in there. So I should be able to just pour all this in. Obviously having the measuring jug just makes it a whole lot easier, because you can just pour a whole lot in, instead of, you know, bit by bit by bit. Righto. Pull that out, whack that in. We'll give it a start up, let it idle for a couple of minutes, and then we'll do a check to see where we're sitting. Okay, power on, kill switch back to on. Now I've remembered everything's done up, yep. Yeah, that's running way better at that idle. I'll most probably, I've got to lube that. I've cleaned the chain, I've got to do a little lube on it because it's not an O-ring. So it has to have lube on it. I'll most probably do that next. Check its tyres. I think they need to be pumped up. And then I've got to, the battery, we've got to do that bloody rectifier thing, and then also these shocks. Right, I reckon that should be plenty. Turn it off. Allow it, bloody, I don't know, a minute to drain. I'll come back to you and we'll check that. Righto, it's been bloody at least a minute. Patient. Now to clean up. Now, when you've got fresh oil, it's always harder to see it on here because it's going to be fairly clear. Remember, don't... All right, hang on. I think that's halfway up the stick, but I need my short lookers. Yeah, so it's halfway up. I need to let that sit just a little bit longer and then recheck it. Righto, another couple more minutes. See if it's moved up. A tad moved up. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but... All right, so we know that we put 100 mil less than what they said. So I've put another 100 mil in there. We'll pour that in. And I reckon that should most probably see us pretty good. Right. So this time I don't have to restart it because basically the oil's gone through everywhere it needs to go. We're just basically filling it and letting it go straight down, and that should raise the level. If you know what I mean. That's... All right, gonna have to wait. Rightio, come on. I just checked this and I think I'm gonna have to put some more oil in it, even though I've put the amount that they've said. Yeah, so it's basically halfway in the safe zone. Right, what I'm gonna do is whack another 100 in there, so that'll give us 1 litre of oil that's been put in. We know that its max holding is 1.1 or 1,100 mils, because obviously you don't want to overfill either. Motors don't like to work with too much oil in them. Looking good, but I'll let that settle for a minute. Hang on. Righto, here we go. I know this is painful, guys, but this is for the guys that haven't done it before. So boom. Bring it out. Look at that. Spot on. So you can't get this wrong. You just bit by bit do it methodically. Done. So that's it. Righto. So now to dispose of our oil responsibly. So yeah, that was that. So that was Nay's bloody car. So yeah, I can see her car's name's Birdie, but now it's old oil. This will get, once this gets filled up, it'll get taken down to super cheap. So yeah, doing this on a $2,000 bloody postie bike, because they're overinflated at the moment, bloody postie bikes, a bit of a collector's thing. Or if you had a, I don't know, a $34,000 Harley Davidson Pan America, the process of what we just did is exactly the same. No difference whatsoever in the sense of draining the oil, putting fresh oil in, checking your levels, same as. Beauty. Out of there. So now I'll just get some paper towel and clean up me jug, me bloody... Beautiful and clean for next time. Righto, so now we've got to do the chain. Righto, so when I washed this bike, obviously I cleaned all the chain and then I sprayed WD-40 on it and used a rag just to wipe it. You can see I'm bloody, getting shit coming off it. I'll give that another bit of a wipe. So now I'm just going to use chain wax. I like chain wax because it sticks, it doesn't fling off as much. And these aren't O-ring chains on this, it's just a simple bloody chain. So you have to put oil on these, whereas like on Max, I don't run oil. I reckon I think I'm learning that it's a big bullshit thing. Give that a bit of a rub in the middle, on the side. Righto, now that's going to be way too much on there. Now just wipe off the excess. Beautiful, done deal. That looks pretty good to me. I always go with it's better to be looser than tighter. That's no worries. Right, we'll check his tyre pressure. I go 30 in the back and 25 in the front. I know the postie guys, my postie guy was telling me, oh, what have I got? Oh, bloody hell. I need to glue these on my head. It's about 29. I'm happy with 29 in there. That'll be fine. My postie was saying that Australia Post was telling them to put 40 in the front and the rear, but he said he won't do it because it's such a rock hard ride. Like, ooh. The reason why they were telling him to do it was to help with not getting punches. But he said, fucking up their ass, I'm bloody saving my back and running the lower pressures. Do the front. Right, what do we got in here? Oh, I think that was about 20, so we'll just pop a little bit of bloody air in there. Oh, I've got to get a new bloody air thing. What was that? That was 35. That was 30. Oh, you stupid thing. Hang on a minute. Let me get my one out of Max. Yeah, I tell you what, like cheap Chinese bloody thing. We sell this. It's digital. We're on PSI. Whack it on. And it's telling me 26.8. Brilliant. We sell these as well. These are DRC, but my eyes struggle to see that. It used to hold, you'd put it on and it would hold the pressure until you released it, but it stopped working. I should grab another one, but it's like, whatever. I need to get, I think Pete did a Full Pelt Pete. He got a couple from, Rocky River or bloody something. Those digital ones. Oh, in actual fact, they got me for my birthday. This King Chrome one. So if I hold that on, boom! Look at that. It feels real light and plasticky, but it does the job. But it's no good for the motorbikes because I think it might work on this one. I'm pretty sure I tried it on Max. It's designed more for cars like that. See that angle? It needs to be more of an angle, so that when you try to, it works. 25.7. Yeah. Anyway, well, there you go. Cool. Right, tyres are done. Rightio, guys. So, up to doing this, checking the bloody rectifier. I've got Nate to give me a hand because these bloody machines drive me absolute nuts. Oh, that's the shitty one.
That's the dodgy one. I was just having a play.
Yeah. Can you just put that one on there just to show them? This is my simple one. I love this. It just works. You connect it up.
No, really, you do.
On there, and hey presto, straight away, boom, I can see that, 12.6, no worries. It's a full battery, and it should be because it's brand new. I've got this meter here, which we can't get it, and we've double checked how to do it, and it just won't pick up any bloody crap. So I've got this one, which was a pain in the... I just don't like them, and I think I bought that other one that's down there. So nay, I couldn't get this one to work. And if you do that one, so we turn that to volts, booyah. And what I was doing was sticking that on the tops of the battery terminals, and it was just doing all... Oh, now it's working. Oh, no, you moved it.
It's working because I'm magical.
Yeah, but see, Nay's changed the position of where she's checking it. So when you just leave
But
it...
it even works up there.
Oh, it is now?
Yeah.
That's what I mean. This is why I don't like these stupid bloody machines. So it's working. So now what I want to do is start the bike.
Oh, interesting. So it depends on where you put it on there.
Oh, is it?
Like it gets dodgy. See, that works.
Oh, hang on. If I put this up like that... Whoops, I've got to get the screen to work so I can see it. So as you're moving...
So now it's just working.
Yeah, they're just... they're horrible bloody
So
things.
it's the black one that really messes with it.
Is it?
Yeah. Because I seem to be able to move the red one and it doesn't matter, but as soon as I move the black one, it goes dodgy.
Yeah. All right, so...
Stick it straight in there, it works.
Yep, cool. All right, so what we're going to do, guys, is I'm going to push that back in. I'll kick this thing over, get it started, and then we're going to check and see if that is raising higher, which is it should be, which means it's sending charge to that battery. All right, guys, so the bike is running. So if you now put your meter on it, now it's not working.
I think it's because of the way I'm holding it.
Well, hang on. I'll hold that. Oh, there you go. So it's still not working. Still not working. All right, now try it again. Whoop. Oh shit, trying to get everybody to be able to see it.
No, it's gone all dodgy again. What'd you do to it?
I don't do nothing. They're just confounded, stupid, bloody ding-dong machines. So I wonder if we just go back to simplicities, put that other charger on. Oh, I'm going to have to try and start it. Hang on, I've got to get it started again. Right, here we go again, guys.
What am I doing?
Pulling the battery out, and you're just going to stick that the battery one on it. So there you go. It's getting more charge, and if I rev this,
Yep.
it's not showing that it's going up, but I don't know how far up that would go. And see how it's just dropped down now? So obviously there is charge going into that battery.
Yes, you would think.
You would think so. That's my limited stupidity.
Burn it to the ground.
Yep, that's it. So there you go, guys. I still hate those machines. I don't know whether it's me, well, even Nay, but she did get it to work.
Yeah.
And then this is the thing with these machines. They're just, I don't know. Somebody might bloody tell me what's going on. Maybe they're just shit. They're shit bastards.
Yeah, that's the thing. You can't get these ones to work. You go buy a really, really, really expensive one and it still doesn't work. So
Exactly. That's it.
just stick with your little doodad.
Yeah. Right, so I'm just going to go with the fact that you're putting that simple thing on. I know it's not scientific or anything, but it looked like when it was running, there was more charge going or in that battery, which means that it should be charging the battery. So I'm going to say the rectifier on this is fine. We'll find out what happens over time. Holy shit balls, Batman! This video took a whole turn. This was supposed to be in Man Cave Tuesday, but it's 50 minutes bloody long. So the doing of these front forks, I'm going to have to take the wheel off, pull them apart, re-oil them. That's a whole other thing. That's not a minor service. So there you go. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Anybody thinking about, you know, oh, I'd like to do my own servicing, but I'm a bit scared to bloody tackle it or whatever. Hopefully this might give you a bit of inspiration, an idea maybe to, you know, get a mate to come around and help. Yeah, anything like that. Righto guys, remember, keep on riding, and if you ain't riding, keep on keeping on.